Look, Aloy, I hear your concerns, but don't worry. Everything is set for Forbidden West to have a smooth launch. I mean, what are the odds of yet another genre-defining open-world game opening alongside one of yours? I mean, that would just be insane. What's an Elden Ring? Oop, sorry, Aloy, gonna have to call you back. Yellow?
Mr. Richards, there's a Mr. Mario here to see you.
Mario or Luigi Mario?
The red one, sir?
Ah, the one that plays ball. Send him in, Janine.
You wanted to see me, Dick?
I did indeed, my mustachioed moneymaker. Take a seat, would you? I'm about to blow your mind. Feast your eyes on this.
Cool. It's a picture of a mushroom from my game. Yeah, very cool. Your kid draw this?
Oh, Mario, this isn't a picture. It's the future.
What?
NFTs, Mario. They're the future, and let me tell you, the future is looking very profitable for you and me.
Mamma mia. I'm almost afraid to ask. What is an NFT? And don't say the future.
Very well. NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are non-interchangeable units of data stored on the blockchain that are used to represent ownership of a digital item. Right now, they're primarily used by trust fund kids to flaunt their disposable incomes by having randomly generated apes be their profile pictures, but I think they could be so much more, which is why I'm planning on bringing NFTs to video games.
And you're doing this by having your kid draw mushrooms?
No, Mario, I can see why you'd be confused, but that's just a representation. NFTs can be whatever we want. They could be images, music, videos, but most excitingly, in-game items. For example, we could create hundreds of variations of your signature hat and sell them as NFTs to players for use in your games.
You like a cosmetic item? You know we already did that back in Mario Odyssey, Dick.
I'm not talking about having a cosmetic item, Mario. I'm talking about owning one. Completely unique, no two alike. An item the player can do whatever they want with. They could use it, they could sell it.
Oh, that's it. I thought there were gonna be more on that list.
No, that pretty much covers it.
Okay, but why would we want to waste time making items that players could just sell back to us after they're done using them? It sounds like an overly convoluted return policy.
Oh, God, no, we're not gonna buy them back. What are you, an idiot? No, they would sell them to other, presumably even less intelligent players.
Okay, so let me see if I got this. You want to have players sell digital items to other players. Yeah, that's already been done before, Dick.
Oh?
Yeah. Don't you remember Diablo 3's real money auction house, where players could buy and sell items that they found in the game for real money? The feature was famously hated for undermining the core gameplay and creating a toxic pay-to-win ecosystem. It was a massive failure that crippled the launch of one of the most anticipated games of all time.
Yeah, well, obviously their problem was they were too on the nose about it. Everyone knew what was going on when you call something the real money auction house. But if you distract people with cool sounding buzzwords like NFTs and the blockchain, they're so caught up in the hype they'll buy it without thinking about it. So anywho, we really like to start minting your NFTs on the blockchain as soon as possible, so if you could just...
Okay, Dick. Let's be real. I've been a plumber for 35 years now, and I know bullshit when I smell it. And this, right here, this is a King Koopa-sized pile of dookie. Don't get me wrong, even I've been guilty of selling out from time to time. I mean, shit. I taught typing back in the 90s, for Christ's sake. But this is a bridge too far. And it seems to me, from top to bottom, this whole NFT operation, it's one big scam.
Yes, obviously. Wait, did you not realize that till just now? Man, I really gotta work on my pitch before I go to Ubisoft. They have no ear for subtlety. Of course it's a scam, Mario. Though to simply call it a scam does it a massive disservice. Really, it's more like the answer.
The answer? The answer to what?
The answer to the greatest threat capitalism has ever faced. Infinite supply. You see, Mario, there's a basic concept at the core of capitalism that even a basic boob like you can understand. Supply and demand. Generally, the less there is of something, the more you can charge for it. This principle works great in the real world where everything is ultimately limited. Guys like me, we pool our resources, hoard control of the supply chain, set whatever prices we want, and reap the benefits. It's pure bliss. But as the world becomes increasingly digital, we run into the problem of digital goods being essentially limitless. I mean, how's a poor guy like me supposed to make a dishonest living if everything is easily, infinitely reproducible? But then along come NFTs. riding in like a thick, throbbing white knight, seated atop a rippling, veiny steed of artificial scarcity.
That certainly paints a picture. Look, as gross as it is, I get you wanting to create artificial scarcity to make more money. It's just, we already have a ton of it in gaming. Day one DLC, loot boxes, daily deals for skins. They are proven money makers, and they're simple to understand. I don't see what got you so wahoo about this whole convoluted NFT scheme.
Oh, Mario, you talk about the convolutedness of NFTs like it's a bug, when in reality, it's their greatest feature. Sure, we had some good times with things like Day 1 DLC and more than a few laughs with limited time skins, but as is the case with most of our schemes, eventually, the average consumer, or dum-dum, as we like to call them, catches on. And when the dum-dums catch on, we go from making stupid money to just, dumb money. And dumb money, well, that's just not as exciting as stupid money. But NFTs, ooh, they sure sound cool. And they're hard to define, which makes them a great sell to the too long didn't read generation. They're not actually going to do any real digging into the technology. They just want something that has massive returns with little to preferably no effort on their part. So we label the technology as disruptive and loosely hint at the promise of the utopic egalitarian future it'll bring by feeding them fluffy nonsense like it gives true ownership of the game to the players, and in the future, NFTs will work in every video game. Sure, these are hollow sentiments that hold up to zero scrutiny, but the most susceptible among them will buy in anyways, because who wouldn't want to get rich playing video games? And since they've bought into a grift that they think is good and empowering, they'll evangelize it and start getting more and more people to buy in. I'm sure there will be skeptics, but thanks to cognitive dissonance, any of the massive amounts of legitimate criticism they bring up will only further evangelize the early adopters and make them even more outspoken about NFTs. This in turn will keep our beautiful little nonsensical tokens trending, and as a result, tons of people, upon seeing the commotion around NFTs, will buy in regardless of the fact they don't fully understand them because they don't want to miss out on the next big thing. It's like a perpetual motion machine of fear and ignorance. And, profit for us. Mostly me.
Oh, come on. True ownership of a game? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And having items that work in every game? That makes no sense. Anybody who believes that crap has no idea how game development actually works. You may fool some people for a little while, but eventually the gamers will catch wise to what's really going on and see NFTs for the great big sham that they really are.
Mario, you seem to be laboring under the delusion that people eventually figuring it out is a problem for me. I'm not trying to build something lasting. I'm just trying to hoard as much money as possible so I can ride out the rest of what little time humanity has left in lavish comfort. Because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but humanity's future's not looking super great right now.
You disgust me, Dick. People like you, who abuse their power in their pursuit of endless money, is the exact reason why we are on a 200cc kart race to a dystopian future.
Dystopian future? Bitch, take a look around. We're already in one. This world's been a dystopia since long before either of us existed. You just might not have noticed due to the lack of neon-drenched cyberpunk cityscapes and hoverboards. But don't worry, we'll eventually create real hoverboards, and just think about how much money they'll make us. Ooh, the thought alone is enough to pleasure myself to.
I almost pity your cynicism, Dick. To you, gaming is just an industry, a money sign on a spreadsheet. But for the gamers, it's much more than that. For some, it's an escape. For others, it's a means of human connection. But at the end of the day, at its core, it's the emotions we feel while we're playing. It's the highs, it's the lows, it's the experience. It is a sacred ritual that I will not solely just to make a few extra gold coins. All right, so why don't you take those NFTs and you shove them straight up your warp pipe?
Wow. Touching speech, Mario. Really felt like you meant it, but need I remind you that you've sung this little tune before? Years ago, you said you'd never do DLC, but lo and behold, your games are chock full of it now. Then you said you'd never stoop so low as to do a mobile game, but alas, Mario Run and Mario Kart Tour exist. You even said you'd never do another movie cash-in after the god-awful 90s one, but I guess Chris Pratt was just too cool to say no to, huh? See, Mario, morals and principles are cool or whatever, but in the end, capitalism, baby, it wins every time. So go ahead and fight it all you want. Who knows, you may even win the battle against NFTs. But it doesn't matter because we have an endless supply of other schemes just waiting to take its place. So why don't you get out of here? I'm done with you for now. Oh, and don't bother talking to Janine. She won't validate.
Wait, what? That's crazy. It's like $20 to park here.
Actually, that's just for the first 30 minutes. After that, you have to pay the full day rate. Another great scam. You better hurry. Well, balls in your court, gamers. Balls. Thick, veiny white knight seated atop a pulsating, throbbing steed of artificial scarcity. Pulsating, thick, throbbing, rippling, veiny. Thick, throbbing, rippling, veiny. Rippling, veiny steed of artificial scarcity.
Got it? Moving on.
Hey!